Hey, the work was taking longer than usual for me this year, but I am finally approaching the next release. And that, I guess, is good news. There will be no more work on large features for now, only lots and lots of testing. I will be making an announcement video as always, but for now I'd like to focus on what I've done over the last couple of months. Enjoy! And if you want more context, there's 2 years of videos on this channel dedicated exclusively to my work on this game. Feel free to check them out. Let me start with a gift to all those people who play roguelikes with mouse controls. I know you suffered a lot from my game, so here's something nice for you. Before, to take an action, if you were only using a mouse, you'd have to do it like that. Now you can just right click. In this footage, I'm only using mouse to control the game, and it's a lot quicker than before. You're welcome. Another change to controls is the removal of a separate lockpicking action. It occurred to me that there is never any reason in the game to interact with locked objects without unlocking them first, so lockpicks are now used automatically. The most important addition for this update is a new main quest. It starts with you finding out that your alembic no longer functions. This is obviously important. Distilling gives you a lot of flexibility with your resources, and some components can't be obtained at all without it. So getting a new alembic becomes your character's goal. After a short talk with Ricardo, 2 paths to completing the quest become available. The first is to visit the camp of a traveling merchant nearby. There is a lot of dialogue with this guy, way too much perhaps, but most of it is just for entertainment. The important part is, he can sell you an alembic. Here, 2 more paths present themselves. You can either give him money or brew some potions on his request. Those are chosen randomly among the recipes you can research early on. The choice is of course yours, whichever objective you manage to complete quicker or whichever you feel is more profitable. And once you give the merchant what he wants, you receive your shiny new alembic. You could also buy some other things from him: spices, coffee, even books. But the merchant won't wait for you forever. He is after all just visiting the place to sell his goods. And some 2 months after the game's start, he leaves. This is the first time sensitive quest in the game. If you want to make the trade, you better hurry. But if you don't, well, I did mention 2 paths, didn't I? You could also give money to Ricardo. He can't get you an alembic, but he can get you glassblowish tools. You will have to make the alembic yourself afterwards, and the price is quite steep too. But unlike the merchant, Ricardo isn't going anywhere. Either way, as soon as you get the alembic, hopefully sooner rather than later, and interact with your alchemical table, you once again unlock the ability to distill the components. And now it's because you earned it. Alembic is not the only new thing to work towards. Here are a few new recipes from the research tree. The stable flame research lets you construct more efficient burners for your alchemical table and for your cauldron, reducing the fuel cost by half. The evil flame research gives you a pretty cool potion of black fire that burns the targets and causes them to explode into black flames or death. This could be a way to start powerful chain reactions, or just an alternative to other sources of damage. The chaotic substances research is not new, but the recipe added to it is. To be fair, the research was pretty lackluster, only adding a potion of very dubious use, so I had to give it something else. The Talisman of Slippery Luck has a 50% chance of activating whenever you take little damage, cancelling the damage and getting destroyed instead. You can have as many of them as you want, but don't rely on them too much. Most of my work, however, was dedicated to adding sounds to the game. There is a lot of them, and I would like you to listen a little. Here are sounds for sorting, grinding, distilling, for the cauldron, and for the enchanter's workbench. Finally, for trading. Many creatures have received their own sounds as well. Hedgehogs huffing and chewing, snakes slithering, mice squeaking, animated armors clanking, chimera bleating, worm growling and hissing, there's also the sound of bones snapping underfoot and sounds of woven baskets. And finally, there are a few more items to add flavor to the world. There are dice that you can roll, tinder mushrooms growing on tree trunks, and onions alongside other food, plus new books and lore. With that, I'm wrapping this one up. If you're interested in the game, subscribe so that you don't miss the release. Or try the current version for now, instead of waiting. It might be several months old, but it's worth playing. See you!